Hi, my name's Alicia Redshaw and I own Scrapbook Fantasies in Gladstone, Queensland. Welcome to my class today where we are going to make together this beautiful, feminine, shabby chic layout using my brand new Springtime Tea Party paper collection that I have designed exclusively for my store, Scrapbook Fantasies. If you cannot make it to our store in Gladstone, Queensland, you can always shop with us and share your time with us at www.scrapbookfantasies.com.au and at our Creative Family group on Facebook, where we have free classes every week. So let's get going with the class. As I said, I'm using my Springtime Tea Party collection to make this scrapbook layout today. And my youngest child, Amelia Ann, has brought home school photos today. So I am going to use this black and white photograph of Amelia Ann. It's prep, it's her first year at school, so she's very excited. And I forgot to bring some photos to work. I'm recording this class in my store at work. If you haven't already, maybe you should catch up on my other classes from this 3-class series. I did a tag class using this paper pack, and I've done a card making class. So what I've done is I bought one paper pack and a few supplies that I've designed, and then I have made several projects with them. So that's what we've done so far. So let's get into what I've got left. So I'm going to use a piece of paper number 3, I think, as my background, and then I will pop that there, and then I have a piece of avalanche basil cardstock that's got like a linen slubness to it. I might map my photograph on a little bit of that, and I think I might try and sort of split the page here somehow and then do some fussy cuts. So let's have a look for all the things that we're going to use and then go from there. It's really quite nice. I could use the typewriter from paper number 2. So let's cut out a typewriter. I think I could put my journaling on that typewriter. I have to wait to put my journaling on when I get home because as I said, I'm recording this one at work at the store, and I have got my journaling pens hidden in a sneaky spot. Or maybe I could use that one. Let's cut out this little clipboardy journaling block as well. I do want to put journaling on these, so I need something for journaling. So let's cut this one out as well, just in case. We'll use one or the other. And let's cut out the clock. So I'm going to use a bit of gauze. Haven't even really dipped into the gauze much. Then I bought a packet of gauze, and then we've got a piece of antique pink lace that I called antique white in my card class, the pen that I forgot to put on my card, a cup of pencils from the Take Note colour cuts, or the writing set actually, colour cuts, some green Tara flowers, got the word remember from out of our Take Note colour cuts. So I wanted to show you that with one pack of paper, a pack of colour cuts and a couple of other things, you can actually make a few projects and still have lots left over. Okay, so this is paper number 1. And we'll use a bit of that. I think we'll use it down here as our divider. So let's get rid of the excess bits. Might use those for journaling strips, you never know. Okay, this is paper number 3, which we're using the other side of, but we might use a piece of that down the middle, and then it's the other side of a piece of paper number 5 that we got the fussy cut from. And let's grab this. This is paper number 6, and it's got a macaron print on one side and it's got fussy cuts on the other. So let's cut out a heap of flowers. We'll use a heap of flowers on the layout. Gonna cut. Rightio, it's working. So we'll use those. And let's cut out these couple of little flowers here. Don't really have an idea what I'm doing. I try to, sometimes I try to plan pages and projects, and it doesn't always go to plan. That's really nice. I really love this border. And that's on paper 4. I created that border. But we'll think about that. Okay, let's make a start with what we've got. Put our fussy cuts over here. Let's remove our barcode. First up, we'll remove the barcode. Now, I will recommend measuring because I give you a little bit of leeway to your 12 inches. So if you cut it crooked to start with, you can straighten it up. So you do have a little tiny bit of leeway. And these little swatches here are at each end. I've actually punched little flowers and little hearts out of those. So don't throw that out, that's handy. And you can actually use the word tea party or the word party. So, okay, so we've got our main piece. Let's get our photograph and trim it out. So I think this is meant to be a 5 by 7. So we'll trim it at 5 inches. Then we'll measure that it's 7 inches. Yep, 5 by 7. Put our other photograph away. Oh, there. Then let's trim a piece of cardstock that's 7 1/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and that will give us a nice little 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. I know I've used white with the pattern paper and this is an off-white, but that's okay. I can handle that. Rightio, so we've got that. And then let's cut the barcode off this piece of paper number 1. And then what I want to do is I want to cut 2 3-inch wide strips. Or actually we'll cut 1 3-inch wide strip. And we'll make that one piece stretch. And then let's cut a piece, let's come along, and this is paper number 3, which we're using, and let's cut the barcode off this so we can fit it into the trimmer. Neaten it up, and I'm going to cut a 1-inch strip of this. I think that'll work. Okay, let's have a look. So let's cut this at 2.5 inches. I don't know if this is going to work. Look at that. Extend it out nicely. Do we want the typewriter? Or do we want the little, I think we'll use the little clip. So let's neaten up our little clip. And I just edit as I go and trim it a bit, you know, trim it down a little bit. I think what we might do is we might put a little bit of ink on the background. So what will we put on the background? There we go. We'll put that little guy there and put the journaling on it. Okay, let's get this. Let's put a little bit of, I've got hot pink, I've got a burgundy, and they'll come out quite soft. And then let's add a little bit of gold. Let's see how that goes. So we'll move these pieces to the side and turn our photograph over. And then this is the packet from the gauze. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to smush some hot pink pearlescent pigment ink on here. Give it a bit of a spritz with a little bit of water. Mush it around, and then I want a little bit up here, and a little bit down here. Ideally, I would dry that, but let's not. I don't want to wrinkle the paper. Then we're going to put a little bit of burgundy. And we're going to spritz that with a bit of water. And smush it around. I'm going to start at this end. And just give it a bit of a then with the gold, we're just going to put a tiny bit of gold and a tiny bit of water. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to flick the little bits of gold. We'll add a bit more water, mix it around and have a bit more watered down gold. I'll do one last time. Just really water it down. There we go. So they were all Card Deco pearlescent pigment inks. So we're going to sit that over to the side to dry. Then let's get our photo mat and let's put a little tiny bit of, let's put a little tiny bit of the burgundy around it. Just here and there, not a full complete cover. And then in the gaps, we're just going to add a tiny touch of the hot pink here and there. So it's a little bit of burgundy and it's a little bit of hot pink. Rightio. So on our journaling block, it's already got a bit of goldness to it, but on the clip we're going to use gold, and on the bit of paper we're just going to use a tiny touch of the hot pink, just the tiniest touch. There we go. Look at that. And that'll go there. This piece will go up there, and then this piece down the bottom of paper number 1. Let's get some scissors. Oh, here they are. Let's dig out the scissors, and let's just snip that to make a flaggy thing. And then this 1-inch piece, let's do exactly the same. So we'll fold it. I don't want to actually fold it, I just want to sort of find the halfway. So we're not actually going to stick anything without our layout, because I have been known to accidentally, and I don't want them centered, to accidentally make it that it was too big for the page. You know what I mean? Like make an embellishment cluster or a photo block that was just too big for the page, and then I've got to pull it apart and edit it down. So I've got the gauze, and I've cut a 1/4 piece off, and then I'll cut that in half, and then I'm just going to trash that. Just give it a bit of a wreck. I use gauze a lot. I like that it softens things down. It looks good. It's soft. I'm going to cut the middle out of this little circle here. It's bugging me. Okay. Snip, snip, snip. Snip, snip, snip. Okay, so let's just give it a little bit more ink. Right. Let's put our inks up there. Then around our title, we're going to put a little bit of gold. Yep, I'm using 3 ink colours, and that's okay. A bit of pink would have made it sort of merge in too much. A little bit of the gold. And then let's add a tiny touch of burgundy here and there. Look at that. Just a little bit here and there. Okay. Then I'm going to use the clock, because in my journaling, I think what I might do is I might reference how time has flown by this year in prep, and she's grown up so much, because she has. This isn't going to be, I'm going to use gold on this, this isn't going to be a layout about prep as about a school photo. This is more going to be a layout about how she has grown up and changed, and how much she loves school. Okay, let's put a little bit of hot pink around our pencils. A cup of pencils and paintbrushes. That is her favourite part of school, is the arty part. So that other little bit of gauze, we will just put together. Now I try and have the embellishments that they work together, they sit nicely, nothing's floating around like it's been sneezed onto the layout. It's all sort of, it all means something, and so all the embellishments mean something. She's a pretty little girl, she loves art at school, where, you know, you're going to be remembering her time and how she's grown up. What do we think? Do we think that's pretty cool? Let's have a look. We've got these embellishments, these fussy cuts. So let's quickly fussy cut out. Now all of my fussy cut sheets in my pattern paper ranges, so by the time you watch this, my second pattern paper collection, Redwood Farm, will be released. I might even be able to con my husband Quentin into grabbing the papers, and you can actually see a sneak peek of those. So the pre-order packs will be up for pre-release later this week. As soon as they go up, I'll actually add them to the link for this one. No, I won't actually add them to the link for this because they'll be very confusing. They'll be on our website for pre-order. It will be up before this video goes live. This video is on the Thursday of the Great Australian Craft Show number 7. So, but you know, you could be watching this video a year down the track. So let's snip that and put this part of a flower. If part of a flower is hidden, you will not see the hidden bit on my layout. You will not, you know, I will not waste that hidden piece. So let's put this like that, sort of, so the hidden piece is behind. There we go, and that's layered. And we'll put a bit of foam in there. So then this rosebud, I'm gonna cut, I'm not gonna use the base part. I'll keep it for something else. And what I do when I store my bits and pieces is I either store them in the clip seal bags that we have, and we do sell the clip seal bags in our online store. Just look up the word bag, and we pack all our kits in them. And what I do is I keep everything from a collection together. So the leftovers from all the classes I've taught with the collection, the leftovers from the Friday night and Saturday night lives, the leftovers, you know, from whatever it is, all of those leftovers, they go together in a clip seal bag. So this is a clip seal bag here, and we sell them in packs of 10 in our online store. Okay, so I'm actually not going to use the whole of this one or this one, and rather than waste those, I'll put them there because I'll use those on another layout or a card or a tag. When I need a little bit of greenery, I'll just be able to snip those out, and they're my little bit of, you know, leafiness to fill out a cluster. So I'm just snipping this out. We have virtual retreats now. So our first 29 retreats were in person, and now our last 3 retreats have been virtual. So in 2020 we had to cancel our May retreat and then go over to virtual. So we've had 3 virtual retreats. We've got one more to go this year. We actually had an in-person retreat earlier this year, and it was yeah, it was so close to COVID it wasn't funny. We won't be going back to in-person retreats for a little while. We're trying to nut out the whole because people travel for our retreats, nut out the whole COVID safe planness for it, because you can't serve a buffet, and it's just Quentin and I. We don't quite have the manpower. Okay, what are we thinking about that? But we are working on it. But virtual retreats now have my pattern paper as the paper. It's the best way to get enough paper. It's just getting enough of a product from a manufacturer. That's one of the hardest things. So we did the springtime tea party at our October 2020 retreat, and then our next retreat, virtual retreat, in December 2020 is going to be a grungy Aussie Christmas, and it is using my Aussie Grunge pattern paper collection, which no, I'm not going to show you. So this is not quite dry, so let's leave that there for a moment, and I'm going to show you my Redwood Farm collection. So this is my next collection, and this will be released for pre-order in packs before you see this video. So this is paper number 1, and this is where the paper collection came from, was this piece of timber pattern paper, and that's the back of paper number 1. And let's do them in order. They're out of order. This is paper number 2 with large fussy cuts, like Springtime Tea Party has large fussy cuts. That's the other side of paper number 2. I just name my papers numbers. Paper number 2, and this is paper number 3. And I wanted a nice clear red. It's really hard to get a nice red. And that's the other side of paper number 3, a nice clear consistent denim paper, which is beautiful. Paper number 4, which is either a sky or water or whatever you perceive it to be, and it's got a smaller border than Springtime Tea Party with a nice timber in the middle. And paper number 5 has got the first lot of fussy cuts and a nice distressed painted frame, and the other side of that is a collage or an outer collage with bits from the paper, including the really big window. And paper number 6 has got the flowers for the collection as fussy cuts and another timber frame, and then a nice simple collage with a windmill and some script and nice timber. So there you go. That is Redwood Farm, and that's what's coming next. Okay, this is not quite dry, but that's okay. We'll sit it over there while we put tape on the back of everything and get it all ready to go. So, hacker alert, I'm going to cut the middle out of this photo mat. My albums get so full. We do sell our own brand, our own range of handmade albums. They're handmade in Brisbane, Queensland. All of our product, well, we try and have our products all made sustainably and by family-owned businesses where we can. Our pattern paper is sustainably sourced. It is archival, acid-free, lignin-free, so it is proper archival and photo safe. Not just acid-free and lignin-free. And it is offset printed in Queensland by a family-owned business. And then we make our colour cuts ourselves, and we make our own range of flare buttons and all sorts of things. I'm going to use a wider tape on this. So why only use Express-It tape? I'm sorry. I have tried lots of other tapes, but I like Express-It tape. So I'm not going to ink the pieces I have fussy cut, the flowers, because I'm not inking the green Tara flowers. But these little guys, I will put a tiny pinch of hot pink around them, just so they don't look out of place on the layout. So let's stick our photo to our photo mat. So I'm just going to turn the tape and crease it. So turn and crease. I don't know if you can see the shadow going backwards and forwards. Quintness packing kits. So our free classes in our creative family group on Facebook every week. The two scrapbooking classes and one card making class I make from a kit. You don't have to have, but a lot of people like to have kits. So we make kits, and we make a lot of kits. We also do a monthly year in review album kit, or year in review kit. So every month you do You don't have to, but we sell the monthly kits, and then they have a lot of exclusive products in them as well that we make. At the end of the year, you have a whole album about your year. And then what else do we make? Oh, we make our retreat kits. We make lots and lots of those. Our virtual retreat kits are huge. So our virtual retreats are $50, and that covers your kit. So you pay $50 and we send you out your kit, and then in the virtual retreat group, which is a secret group, and it's a new group for every virtual retreat, we do 6 classes on the designated weekend, but you don't have to be there for the classes. A lot of people that do our virtual retreats work long hours, and therefore they don't necessarily do the retreats with everyone else. They will just going to put a little mark here where my photo goes to. They will do the classes at a later time. Okay, so I've put a mark where my photo is going to go to, and I'm just sitting my ruler down here to get a nice straight edge. I'm just going to stick my little flaggy thing here so it matches the whole way through. And then I'm going to clean my ruler. I'm doing this on a wet page. I understand that that's not a good thing, but it's just how it is right now. So then I'm just going to eyeball a nice little, just over 1/4 inch edge down here. And then afterwards we'll trim that off. So then what we're going to do is we're going to get our photograph, and we're going to sort of center this. Looks kind of right. I think it's crooked. It's not that crooked. It's only a little tiny bit crooked. Okay, so earlier I would have taken a photo, but you're looking at this through my phone, so there's not really much of an opportunity for me to take a photo. So we've got a little bit here. Let's scooch this one up in the middle. There we go. Okay, so my journaling block I'm going to stick on foam. Just going to put a bit on so it doesn't sag too much when I go to write on it later. Now I'm going to use 450 to stick on my green Tara flowers, and as such what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it. I'm going to make sure it's clear of glue at the end of the nozzle. I'm going to open the nozzle and I'm going to turn it upside down because it's still sort of wintry and that thing does not want to come down. Okay, so we had a little bit of a hiccup there. I got to the end of the video and the phone had got full at this point. So I've already finished this layout once and I've spread out all my bits and pieces and we're back again. Oh my God, I hate technology. Technology rules my life, but it's not my favorite thing. So I'm just going to stick all the bits on. I went to great lengths to get this clock in here just right underneath everything else. So I'm going to save myself some time and just stick it on up front this time. We have interesting times. I record a lot of my classes, well, all of my classes, my ones on the Creative Family group, I record them as live classes on Facebook. And a couple of weekends ago when we had our virtual retreat, our springtime tea party one, there was a Facebook app update, and if you didn't have the app update, you couldn't record without overheating your phone. So that was an interesting lesson. So I've stuck that on. I'm just, oh gosh, scissors are covered in gauze. Bit of an occupational hazard that. I have gone around the whole layout with the hot pink ink when I got to the end before, so it's got the hot pink all the way around the outside. That's framed it nicely, so hence why the layout is different to when you saw it last. It was very interesting times. So let's stick this on. I didn't cry. I just went, maybe I'll finish it tomorrow morning. But then I decided that I would do it now while it's fresh in my mind. I had to work out what I had and hadn't talked about. There's waffle you're going to miss out on because I can't remember all the waffle from the end of the video. But yes, but that's what we call it in the Creative Family group when I yap about all sorts of things. It's waffle. Apparently the waffle's okay. So I'm just going to use the Dimensional Magic in the applicator bottle to stick on the paper flowers that I fussy cut from paper number 6. And then let's put our little cup on, cup of pencils. So the cup of pencils is from the writing set colour cuts that we have. Well, there was a flower behind that. There it is there. You know, I'm not going to change anything because I love how this layout turned out. Rightio. So let's tuck that under there. I do love that there. There's a flare button being released soon. We actually used it at Everyone Got One for our springtime tea party virtual retreat, but it's not actually a released product yet. The day this is recorded, I released our Bliss and Tranquility flare button set and colour cuts. We do bring out new product on a regular basis. Okay. So let's stick that there. I think that's straight. Let's hold that up. Nice. So everything on here means something. I'm going to talk about, you know, in my journaling, I'm going to talk about how time has flown by and how her first year of school prep has been great and how much she's grown. But it's not a layout about prep or the school photo. It's really just about remembering her at this time. Okay, that's the only thing I changed. It was here, that flower. Okay, so let's put the lid on that and put the lid on that. So I did go around the page with the hot pink ink already and take one. And I'm just going to put the occasional, just little bit of gold. And just, if it comes in the edge a bit and is a bit, you know, a bit more full on, that's okay. Rightio. I like that. Look at that. It's not wrinkled too badly. It was wet when I was putting it together before. It's still wet now, so it's only been a few minutes. Okay, so what do we think? All happy with that? I like that. I like how it turned out, even though I've sort of had to pull it apart a bit and finish the video. Again, you know, it's about overcome and conquer. There's one thing I've learnt in life, it's that you just get on with it. Especially this year. 2020 has taught me that I just need to do these things. So, that is my third project for the Great Australian Craft Show number 7, using my Springtime Tea Party papers. I have used not too much of a pack of paper, and the pack includes 2 each of all 6 pattern papers. So I've got heaps left over. I've used a bit of antique pink lace. I've used a little bit of gauze. I've used not quite a full packet of the green Tara blush flowers. I've used one of our butterfly flare buttons. I've used not quite a full, I've still got leftovers, colour cut set of the writing set. Yeah, so I've done a little bit of fussy cutting. We've done some distressing, we've done some inking, we've done a mixed media background. So yeah, thank you very much for doing the class, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for coming along to my layout class today using my brand new Springtime Tea Party paper collection that I have exclusively made for my store, Scrapbook Fantasies. Don't forget, you can find us at www.scrapbookfantasies.com.au or on Facebook at the Scrapbook Fantasies Creative Family Group, where we have hundreds of free scrapbooking, card making and mixed media classes. Stay safe, take care, we love you all dearly, and bye for now.